One thing about living in Mississippi is that there's always people everywhere just crowd you. That's not really true. I live in a wilderness pretty much, unless you hear the occasional car go by. But sometimes I feel the most alone whenever I'm sitting in a big group of people. Loneliness is a big deal for a lot of folks. And that's what we're going to talk about today on Body Slammed. I've dealt a little bit with the loneliness issue before in this podcast, but I really want to focus in on it today. You know, and the stuff that I've been through with the church and coming out of that, I went from having all these people around me to having hardly anybody around me at all. In fact, you know, when I think about real friends that I carry or that I have, I've got a few friends. Well, first of all, I've got my work friends, the people that I see probably more than I see my family, but they're work friends. And I've learned that work friends are pretty much that. They're people that they're glad to see you and they're glad to work with you, but they don't come over and hang out and do stuff at my house. Just come by just to see Scott. You know, that doesn't happen. I've got a friend that lives probably 45 minutes from here. He and I talk nearly every day. We play games on the iPhone. I've got a friend that lives 5.5 hours from here. Some of y'all may know Jamie Rowe from Guardian. He's a real good friend of mine, and he and I really connect on a brother kind of level. I have a former pastor that I really am blessed to know. His name is DeJuan Wiley. Love him. Other ministry friends, Michael, Brian in Tupelo, just folks that I really think the world of, and I talk to them a lot online, but as far as just getting together and hanging out, we just don't do it enough. Other friends of mine include Pastor Bob and some of the Sanctuary guys. They live in Nashville and a long way. One of my best friends lives in Louisville, Kentucky, a long way. I just don't have anybody that I surround myself with a whole lot. Probably 95% of my friends are on the other side of a keyboard for the most part. I see them as I go maybe to speak at their church, or they're former church members that are in other places, you know, live in other cities. I love these people and they're friends, but I talk to them and I speak to them and we have our conversation usually through Facebook or email. This broadcast, this thing that we're doing right here, the podcast, this has allowed me to make friends all over the world. I've made friends that I speak to on the other side of the world. I keep up with them now and I talk to them all over the country. I've got friends. But as far as people that come by and physically put their hand on my shoulder and, man, it's good to see you, I don't have a whole lot of that. And that's quickly becoming okay with me. I think the older that I get, I learn that it's okay not to be surrounded by a whole lot of people. This is the most important thing. I've got one that I need to impress. If I can keep Christ happy with me, if I can keep Jesus happy with me, I don't have to try to impress you and convince you of what kind of person I am. A lot of you may be simply watching because you just are trying to misunderstand me. A lot of you may be watching because you're a friend. But I don't have to worry about whether you're one of the people that's going to click the like button or the thumbs up button or the thumbs down. I don't have to worry about that anymore, because the only one I need to worry about that thumbs up is the one that whenever my life comes to an end and I walk through the gates and he looks at me, that's where I want to see a well done. A well done. You did good. It doesn't matter. I won't have any friends with me there. I won't have anybody standing around saying, this guy's good, you need to let him in heaven. It's not going to happen. And part of getting out of the church and coming here has been a growing process in just that, learning that it's okay for me not to be surrounded by a lot of people that are just constantly pumping me full of encouragement and all that. I love encouragement. The comments and stuff that you guys leave, I love that. And it is so good to receive that. But I don't live for it. Jesus said that I will be with you until the end of the age. Take him at his word for it. Believe him when he says it. There's a world around us that's full of lonely people that don't know Jesus. So it's up to us to reach out there and give them heaven.